And that is so, it is not the universe itself. Because while the universe is like, can a mother give birth to her own self, or she can give birth to others? It doesn't work like that. These things are dependent or contingent on something else. So the universe is dependent on something else for its own existence.
Yeah.
And it can only be depend on something that is independent. Because otherwise you will find an infinite regress. Like the universe was dependent on, say, A was dependent on B, and B on, and goes on. You cannot have this going infinitely in the past.
No, there was.
Do you know why? Because if that was the case, our
always
universe
have-
would never come
Yeah.
into existence.
Yeah. And it would never have a start point.
Yeah. So that means ultimately,
Yeah.
there is a start point who is independent, not caused, uncaused.
Yeah.
And
I
that
guess so,
uncaused, that uncaused being is what we call the creator.
Yeah.
So this is a rational, intellectual position to take. So I cannot say this is my agnosticism about the reality. I would say this is my assertion about the reality. It has to be.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I would agree with the fact that, like, quote unquote, the creator can be everything from a religious figure to a scientific phenomenon of gases coalescing and bouncing against each other fast enough that, like, matter is formed and explodes, which is Big Bang theory, right?
I'm talking about, when I talk about the creator,
Yeah.
this creator has at least 3 essential properties.
Okay. How do you know them?
For our universe as it's to be explained that way.
Yeah.
Our universe is undergoing transformation.
What are the 3 properties of the creator?
Yeah. To undergo this transformation,
Yeah.
you have to have at least the one who's making the transformation to be
Yeah.
self-aware,
Okay.
to have a will to make the
Okay.
transformation, and to have the ability to make the transformation. Awareness, will, and ability. For example, a bike, right?
Yeah.
The wonderful bike you have. Now, to move that bike
Yeah.
from one place to the other,
Yeah.
imagine I want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Forget the word I said want, because that's implying will.
You have the will.
Right.
Okay.
If I were to move this bike, firstly, I need to be aware of myself that I am aware. I'm self-conscious,
Yeah.
right? If I were dead, I won't be able to move it.
Yeah.
So I need awareness.
Of course.
And if I'm there and I don't make any intention, I just stare at this bike,
Yeah.
it's not going to move.
No.
I need to intend it to move. But if I had the self-awareness,
Yeah.
had the will,
Yeah.
I didn't have the ability, like my brother tied me in such a way,
Yeah.
I can't even move myself, do anything. Eyes and my, because I can't even do
Your
it.
eyes are covered. Yeah.
I can't move it because I don't have the ability. 3 essential things required for any transformation to happen. This universe as it is.
Sorry, I just tuned into that conversation there.
Maybe you can join that, right?
No. I like this one.
Yeah. So our universe, to say that it is as it is with all this transformation, we have to coherently understand that behind it must be a thing or a creator, originator,
Yeah.
who has at least these 3 essential properties. So now we are giving awareness and will
Yeah.
to things. That is not a matter. Material things are not self-aware and a volitional agent.
But do you think we're humanizing the creator too much?
Not humanizing. We are rationalizing the existence
But
of...
isn't rationalization an inherently human quality?
No, it's not a human quality. Self-awareness is not a human quality.
Is it? No.
Just because, are you saying you are the only self-aware individual or thing in the universe?
No, not me. I'm saying that the human species.
On
is
the human
probably-
species?
The humans, not in the universe. I'm just that we know of. I think consciousness and self-awareness is innately human. What evolves, what allows us to evolve, and to like.
So you are of the opinion that other than human, no other living organisms are self-aware?
I think not to the extent of humans. No.
That's a different question. But at least to the level
I
they are
think to the
self-aware.
extent of forming a universe and creating
If they are not self-aware, why are they hiding from the predators? Why are they running away from the
I'm not saying
predators?
they're not. I'm just saying, okay, maybe, yeah. There's a scale humans on one
That's
end.
a different scale. That's not the issue we're talking about. We're talking about self-awareness to the transformer of this universe.
Okay.
And these attributes and qualities, actually, the attributes of qualities, what we give to the Creator God.
Yeah.
So it's no longer a matter like the materialists want to believe in. The
Yeah.
scientists want to believe in, oh, it's just the exchange of gaseous matter and electrons and whatever. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's on a different level where there's consciousness involved, awareness and will involved.
But how do you? So you believe in rationality over faith?
Our faith has to be rational. Otherwise, you
faith
can
has to
believe in
be
anything.
rational. Yeah.
Otherwise, you can believe in like things popping out of existence from nowhere.
But wouldn't it be rational that because we have so many questions and because we have so many unknowns, to just be happy with not knowing?
No. True happiness and contentment comes in knowing.
I would agree with that, but I think it also comes in knowing which battles to decide to know of. Like,
Yeah, that's it, again knowing. Imagine now someone didn't know who their father is.
Yeah.
For example, in a society where a lot of one-parent family is happening, right?
absolutely.
Inherently inside, they feel they miss something. They don't feel contentment. Once they know this is my father or mother, my father, for example, now I know. Okay.
Yeah.
So true contentment. That's why in the Quran, the author of the Quran, we believe is God,
Yeah.
says the tranquility and contentment comes in the remembrance of God.
Yeah.
When you remember, know, and think about God, that's when you have the true contentment, because He's the originator and maker, the transformer of this universe.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. I think rationality is also it's an inherently personal feeling. What is rational in terms of my belief systems is something that is built up through my upbringing, because I'm not born in the world with a predisposed, stamped rationality. Rationality is built up in all of us based on what we think makes logic and what makes sense.
But
right?
rationality should be a one degree above logic, in which we use our intellect to understand. Okay? There's a difference between logic and rationality. Okay?
Okay.
It's like different.
But
So
surely rationality exists for, like, two different people might look at the same action and one of them might say that's rational and the other person will say that's
No,
rational.
rationality shouldn't be subjective like that. Rationality is a domain which should be independent of this subjectivism. It should be objective. It should be. That's why I'm saying it's not just logical. When you subscribe to a
So what is rationality? How does it differ
when you
from
subscribe to a model of logic,
logic? Okay.
there's an Indian model of logic, which
Yeah.
like they call it paralogic. Something
Okay.
like this.
What's called that?
Para, P-A-R-A, paralogic, which to you will defy logic. For example, you would say, look, can someone be finite and infinite at the same time? You and I would say, of course not. Two contradictory things cannot be true at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you cannot be a married bachelor.
You cannot?
You can't
You
be a
can-
married bachelor.
You can't be a married bachelor because they're diametrically opposed in its meaning.
Yeah.
If you're married, you're not a bachelor. If you're a bachelor, you're not married.
Can I, in brackets. So in quantum physics, you can't be in two cells at the same time. Does it relate to that as well?
Quantum physics is different thing. It's talking about the probability of the position of something like that. It doesn't mean they actually exist in two places at the same time.
It says that it stays at a particular state which can be represented by the superposition of known states. So known states, but the issue is that.
Oh, can I
it's
steal one
not,
of those for my girlfriend? Because
you
she's
find it
like you.
You want one?
incredibly allergic. Oh, that'd be
at a
great. It's for
particular
her,
time,
not for me.
It will give you a particular state. It's not like that.
So for example, the example, I think the famous example for the Mansur is this flipping a coin in the air. While it's flipping in the air, because the coin is either going to be head or tail, yeah? While it's flipping in the air, it's both states. So it's either one of the states when you measure it. Is that a similar thing that you referring to?
There are several things, but the main thing is that quantum physics does not say that contradictory things
Yeah.
can be
Same time.
can be same time.
Ah, okay.
It's not like that.
It's not, yeah.
You've heard about Schrodinger's cat. Is it
Yes,
dead or alive?
that's the one, yes, yeah.
Right?
About the one that
It's
has
not actually dead or alive at the same
So
time.
is it a cat with the
Right?
uranium?
Thank you, man.
It's like a cat with the uranium. Cat
Yeah,
in a
something
box.
that has a poison in it that